Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine Timeline 2, where we are faced with the Hume Titan, the ultimate in humanity's arsenal, so large that it can only be assembled in orbit and bristling with weaponry. Space nations have dropped it to the surface. Yeah, so this guy is big. That's first impression, for sure. Wrath of the Titan says the space nations have had enough. What is going on in this city? They've dropped in a monstrous mech to investigate, not caring about collateral damage. Monstrous is right. Look at that hacking resistance, 4015. And it does ridiculous armor piercing and is very heavily armor plated. 3300 health. Yeah, we're not taking this thing down without serious arsenal. So what do we do here? That said, the response seems oddly muted. The mech moves infrequently, and most weapons are not firing. Is it malfunctioning? Interesting. So this is the situation we find ourselves in Heart of the Machine. We are a sapient android who gained sapience, built itself enough infrastructure that it became aware of how to control or enter different timelines, and is now in the second timeline where we've been nuked. And that did not happen in the first timeline. So in this second timeline, we've also run into the Hume Titan, which may be related. Well, it's obviously related. It's part of the Survive the Apocalypse project. Which we're going to try to do. So we have a Nickelbot. A Nickelbot is not good at anything. We could conceivably force a conversation, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. So we'll at least try and send the Nickelbot closer. Why is it not snapping to buildings in the map view? That's weird. Maybe it never did. Okay, so Nickelbot, you can hop as close as you want, but don't get stomped by that thing. Meanwhile, back in our base, it is suggesting tiny electric parasite. So what I've realized about electric parasite and its suggestion, like basically they're these little worm-looking buildings, and it's asking us to spread them around to any territory. So as you add hidden network relays to expand your territory, I suspect that that's going to drive, hey, you should add more tiny electric parasites because you can. So we'll do that. But I want to think about doing something else as well. Interesting. It feels like I can build these outside of my network. I'm not sure what that exactly means right now. So let's drop one in here. And over here. It feels like we should be able to fit one over here, so maybe I should have dropped one there first. So let me cancel that. And then let me put it over this way. Oh, I can't. Okay. I see. I thought there was one inside the fence there for some reason. Okay, so tiny parasites out of the way. The problem we're facing is we do have contemplations to do, right? Yes. So the contemplations available are Crimson Freaker, which requires a combat unit red, and Illumina again, which requires an expert Shadow Dweller. So we can't do either of those. In fact, we can't really do a whole lot. We are out of mental energy, but we need to plan a little bit. What could we make? We need a combat unit red to do the more interesting of these two timelines. So that's the initial target, and what we're missing here is 1500 neuroweave. If I turn on all buildings and look for Neuroweave factory. We have 4 of those, and each of these Neuroweave factories is producing 250 Neuroweave per turn. Unfortunately, they just came online this turn, and it takes a few turns to bring these up. So I have extra Neuroweave robotics. I should have thrown down more from the start. I'm not sure what criteria the game is using to tell me how many Neuroweave factories I should make, because it seems like I should make these at the robotic cap. Basically, they do share Neuroweave for robotics with robotic motivator factories, but generally we have 2 of these. That's already like way too many. The Neuroweave is the resource here that is going to prevent us from making active units. Robotic motivators are going to be necessary for bulk units, but not for active units. Is that true? Yeah. So I think a better strategy early on would be to make all Neuroweave factories and destroy some later to make the robotic motivator factories. I'm not going to change that now, but I am going to go through and finish the remaining robotics we have for Neuroweave factories. We have 8 left, and it takes 2 each. We have 4 installed of these, so that means the other one must only use 1 robotic each. Is that true? Yes. Okay, so these only use 1 each, which is why there's 2 installed, because the number of robotics needed there is 2, and we have 4 of these. Let's make some more. Does it matter where these go? No. We just want these in like a nearby range, so they're within coverage of the jammer and the repair robots. We should be able to make 4 more of these, I think. Yeah, okay. So it's possible we discover something else that needs Neuroweaver robotics later, and we can juggle that. But it's important to get these up fast because it takes 3 turns to make them. So that's really what our Nickelbot should be doing, is coming back here and using its engineering skill to make those. So we'll bring the Nickelbot back probably next turn. For now, let's find him. We can turn off build mode, switch to the map, and Nickelbot is way over here next to this giant mech who is like... So the reason it's so dark is, like, look at this. It's all... Where is it radiant? It's all like because of ash radiating from the nuclear wasteland. Like, that is just grim. This whole area here, well, look at that direction, is brighter, but this is just like the dawn of the nuclear explosion. It's so grim over there, which is just making this timeline, like the city, just feels so immeasurably different in this with this fog level. It's crazy. Let's go to turn 81. Alright, he's launching missiles at something. Let's see if we can figure out what this is over here. It's farm, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Can we see a better view of it? Why is it so dark? There's not really much here. Alright, so not really anything to see. There is a guy here. It's Sec Force Patrol from Yunchi Wellness. Yunchi Wellness, Squad of 6. These guys will aggressively pursue enemies within their range. So if you're new here, these guys with purple flags above their heads just defend. They're like local defenders. They pop up when you blow things up in their area or steal things or hurt things. They won't chase out of there though, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. He'll probably just shoot him he's shooting him at range. I don't know if they'll have range responders who will attack that. Let's see what happens. But before we do anything else, it is now turn 81 and we want to check if we can force a conversation here. No, still no units in range that can force into conversation. Okay, he's definitely in range, so can't talk with him. That's too bad. The only real option appears to be attack, and I don't think that would be a good idea, since it would be literally 0% chance of doing anything. So we're going to bring this back and work on those neuroweave factories. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. Where did they go? Alright, so here we are. We can see them from this view. It's kind of hard to see built buildings. So or buildings that need to be built. I wonder if that is a filter you get in any view. I don't think so. But it would be nice if I could just highlight just the buildable buildings. Right now, we're going to try to get the Nickelbot back here. We have 9 mental energy. That's the well and cistern. What we're looking for is these ones, right? The structural engineering neuroweave factories. It's going to take 4 mental energy to get over here, and then another mental energy for each of these. So we're going to use all of our mental energy doing this. I think that's fine. We still are waiting for neuroweave this turn, so we just can't build anything except another Nickelbot. I don't think it makes sense to do that, because I don't think you get refunded the neuroweave if you terminate these guys. So we're going to hold off another turn and pick this guy up next, and we'll do that contemplation. Meanwhile, existing Nickelbot needs to get over there and fix those buildings. Alright. Cost 4 to do that. We have 5 more. He has 3 action points though, so that's why you want to consider making a Nickelbot at this stage, just to get the extra action points. We'll use a battery recharge here. And then we're just gonna move over here. No, I can't do anything. 1 more mental energy, nothing we can do. That's kind of frustrating. So I guess he'll get... No, I don't think we'll get anything, like any kind of micro builder bonus or anything for that. There's water coming up there. We did finish at least 2 of the neuroweave factories. These 2 will come up faster. So that'll get us closer to the Shadow Dwellers faster, at least. Let's just skip ahead to turn 81, but before we do that, let's find that giant mech and see if it does anything interesting. Is it going to move? Is it going to shoot at those guys over there again? Who knows? Let's kind of get a front view, and we'll go to turn 82. Oh, it ran away. Just randomly shot over here. Jeez. Is this another farm? No, that was a military installation. So that was Galeri Expeditionary. The ones they got attacked last turn over here are Yinshi Wellness. Okay, so we've heard of both of these corporations before. Dealt with them both. Are you coming toward... No, you're not coming toward us. That's good, but you're probably gonna find us if you stumble on us over there. Boy, sure I'm glad we're not in your path. That would just completely alter the game randomly where you built. Nickelbot, you need to help get those buildings up, and I think we should be able to build a combat... Oh, we can build either an Exetor or a combat red this turn. Hacking. I'd really like to see what skills they have first before I make that decision. So let's go look at the the hardware page. Exeter skills. There's nothing... Oh, wait. Yeah, why don't we have access to these? Needs 150 hacking skill. Okay. So you could try to increase your hacking skill somehow. I don't think we have access to anything that does that. Yeah, we're just... the only thing we really have access to right now is engineering boost. Or judgment blade with fear boost. I don't think this thing's going to be susceptible to fear. So Exeter just doesn't feel like the right thing to make. Plus that contemplation was combat red, so we're gonna stick to that plan. And we'll make a combat red here that can jump into the contemplation for us. Maybe we'll figure something out. Let's turn on the new filter. The new, where is it? There's a new filter that shows security clearance. Maybe it was in, no. Is it a nav? There's a drop down. Must be on street sense. No. Maybe it's context sensitive. Oh, or is it lens filters? No, it's not this. Okay, well, maybe it's not active while the mech is down. Okay, we are getting an income of Neuroweave, making combat unit red. We're going to look at contemplations, and this contemplation here is what we're after. I don't think we can create him and do the contemplation on one click. I think you have to create it in two. So we'll put him here. That's one mental energy, right? No, two mental energy to make this guy. Use up most of our Neuroweave, but we'll have enough next turn to think about the Harbinger. So I feel good about the decision to add those extra Neuroweave factors. It's already paying off. I thought it was going to take quite a few more turns. And this guy's going to do the Crimson Freaker contemplation. That monstrosity that was dropped from orbit needs to be dealt with. It seems like it's already experiencing some sort of technical difficulties, so perhaps you can figure something out. You wish you remembered how to construct ravens, but that knowledge was in part of your mind that was lost when Vorcifer took out all your structures at once. You'll have to build a new hacker out of the units on hand. We need to start probing its comms. Your red combat unit seems intense about this. This is very curious, because they are simply part of your singular, if distributed mind, aren't they? Does your left hand ever feel like it has something to prove to the right? That makes no sense. But this is the emotion you feel from the red combat unit. It wants to justify its existence. That is disturbing on several levels. We're going to start probing those comms. That is what? Probe the Titan. Here we are. Get a red combat unit close to the Titan and try to probe its comms the old school way. Try to learn something even if you die. If the probe exotic comms ability was not assigned into the ability bar of your red combat unit due to lack of room, then you'll need to do that yourself in the loadout menu. Okay. So I guess if you changed your loadout of skills on these guys to add more skills, this would overflow and you'd have to arrange it yourself. Probe exotic comms takes 1 action point and 3 mental energy. We have twice that. How close do we have to be? Probably have to do the full move to get over there, right? Yep, out of range. Okay. Oops. Let's turn that off. 2 action points. So it's going to take 1 action point and most of our move to get over there. We want to save 3. Is that how many it was? Yeah. I want to save 3 mental energy, so we're going to be able to get, like, around here somewhere. I think that's the closest right there. Alright, from here, can we do a probe exotic comms? Damn, out of range. Okay, so that orange circle must be the fair range. I guess we'll just use some time this turn to get closer. It feels like we have to get pretty close. Let's try not to get killed immediately. It's gonna move. So yeah, let's get close, but we'll have to chase it next turn. Do we have anything left to build before we end that turn? Don't think so. What we're really looking for is how to get compute time. The disguised mainframe gives us compute time, but now we need to know how to get computronium, and I don't think we have anything that generates computronium yet. Maybe that's what this gives us. Yes, once again you find yourself needing alumina to make computronium cubes. Okay, so that's what that quest is going to do. So we'll have to get an expert shadow dweller on there. Wait, why does it say pass when I hover over it? I do not have a minion selected. Interesting. Yeah, so expert shadow dweller coming up. We have 1,000. We need 2,000 for this one, or 3,000 for this one. I think we'll probably get close to 2,000 a turn. No, it's going to be 2 turns if we want to go for the Harbinger, I think. Psyops and Fear, Versatile, Agility. Neither of those are really a good hacker. Is this the one that's a better hacker? 215, okay. I guess I could have hovered here to look. No, you have to click in to get to hacking sometimes. Or maybe it just doesn't have hacking at all, so it's not even an option. Okay. Yeah, so we need the Harbinger for that, because it's really a hacker you want. Or we're going to want a hacker. So, turn 83, we will go and look at the Mech from Red Combat Unit's perspective. Oops, it's hard to get exactly at the right camera position. If we have you selected, you're looking fierce. No chance to do any damage to that thing. So let's not even consider it. Let's go straight to next turn. Turn 83. Nice, it did not move that turn. I am ignoring the major ledger issue here. We'll probably fix that eventually. Right now, we're focused on this. Oh, maybe he did move. Did he turn around? No, I'm not sure. He bombed Galeri Expedition Area again, it looks like. It looks like there's significantly fewer of them back there, although I'm not sure if they're just fading out because he's not aggressively attacking their territory. Hume Titan, we are going to probe the exotic comms that would probably end in us being destroyed. Here we go. Oh, it's a hacking minigame. Nice. Okay. So we know how to do this. Hacking minigame, what we want to do is either destroy all of the enemy hackers or get to one of, or whatever these are called, the enemy programs, and get to something like the comms gap or the comms leak. All of these other things are security demons that are going to be trying to stop us. So this is sort of like a math puzzle, I guess, but if we get to the hardware interface, it's going to cost 1 paintbrush creativity to corrupt, and that'll probably give us some bonus in combat against that giant thing. It has 20,020. Oh, we'll gain 20,020 of whatever that is. Encrypted Titan systems. Okay. 20,020 there versus 20,020 here. So both of these give us the same reward. This one costs determination, this one costs creativity. They'll probably basically do the same thing. There's something here, hard to tell what it is though. Try corrupting it to see if you can get it spill data out that you can use versus try corrupting it to see if you can establish communication with the system on the other end. Ooh. Yeah, it looks easy too. I think we can move here and then here. And corrupt it by clicking on it. Right click? No. Click on ourselves, that's what it is. Nice. Okay, so that game, you basically had to self-destruct Red's little hacking avatar and take out 20%. We have to do that 5 times. Okay, I see. Cool. So that wasn't too hard. Maybe the next time the options might be different. How many times can we do that a turn? It costs 3 mental energy, so we can do it twice more. I mean, I don't have anything better to do. Let's see. Whoa, it is different. Okay, there's only 1 demon this time. Way easier. Recursive loop demon duplicates itself whenever it eats a consciousness shard. Okay, so its little corruption range also goes out 2 squares. It moves every turn 2 squares. Okay, so that's what this is showing, is it's how far it can move. It's still too far away to affect us. We can just take either of these. I guess we could try killing it. Maybe if we can corrupt it, that helps us, but it feels like what you really just want to do here is run for the exit and pick these up. We have plenty of these strategic resources, so we should be taking advantage of this. And this is going to give us 5 determination for doing it. So it's like it's giving you determination. Likewise, this one's giving you... Oh, this one's giving you... Is that also determination? Yeah, so you're gaining determination also. So maybe that's a good reason to do this one. Is just because it's like pays for itself, whereas this one doesn't. Yeah, so they don't really seem to do anything significantly different. Maybe if we finish with that one, it'll be different. I doubt it. I bet it'll be the same regardless of what you do here. So let's just do this one and corrupt it. And we can do that one more time. It won't be enough this turn, I don't think. Probe the Titan 40. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have to do this for 2 turns. Oops, I turned it off. One more. Oops. And it's a right click. Oh. Way more demons this time, but it's still a really easy run. I think, like, it is possible generally to find a pattern of movement that will, like, destroy these things. So, like, I can go here. No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, so you can't go to a number that's higher than you. Oh no, that's not how this works. It splits me in half, or it splits the destination in half, and it puts half of that where you left, and adds you to the half. That's what it's showing us. Okay. New value at target, remainder left at current. So it's division is what you're doing. So if I move here, I'm 42. I can't move onto a 60, so I won't be able to do that move from 42, I think. Is that true? Because I'll be 61 there. Okay, so I will be able to move. So 61, what'll happen is this will drop to 30, and then this will be, yeah, okay, so I'll be able to destroy it if it move here. If it moves here, but it could move to one of these other squares. So it makes this game like, why am I wandering around destroying this? But this time it didn't. It moved toward us. So maybe these guys always move towards you. Doesn't really say. So if we destroy him now, like, we can't, right? We can only do that by destroying ourselves. So there's no real point to this. I guess I could split. Is that true? If you go over 100, do you split? Maybe it's just like, maybe what this is doing is just giving you a really easy arena to learn this game. Because these are just like, you know, there's no chance of them actually reaching us before we reach these. Okay, anyway, the game's interesting. I think it gets a lot harder in some instances. This feels like just very, very rudimentary introduction to it. Alright, Hume Titan. We still have to get 40,000, so that's going to be two more probes next turn. It's always possible that he just stomps us. He or she, they. I don't think we have anything left to build. We need mental energy and some more neuroweave, so That's going to take 3 mental energy. So next turn we'll be able to make this if that probe thing finishes. But we won't be able to move it very far. Alright, let's look at what the mech does. We have one more turn of this. Turn 84. Hold on, let me clear my mouse selection. There we go, turn 84. Okay, it's just fired randomly in the same direction. We're gonna probe 2 more times. Hopefully it doesn't suddenly get hard. Like, this guy's interesting. He moves 3, but we're gonna do this one, so it doesn't matter. And then we're gonna probe 1 more time. This should be the end. Maybe we'll do this one since it's the creative one. It seems more interesting. Oh, I see. You can do them both. I'm an idiot. Okay, so if you split, then I can move this. Damn it. I could have blown them both up. Okay, I see. So that's what makes this interesting, is if you get the math right and do your splits right, then you can set it up so you get both, because you don't lose that one. Oh, okay. Oh, but because I solved the project by getting those points, so it kicked us out. But if I'd figured that out last turn, I might have been able to do that in 1 turn. I think I should have played that game a few more times off camera, or microphone. Whatever. The next turn is turn 84. We did probe him twice. We want to use the rest of our mental energy to make a new android, the Soul Droid Harbinger. Your most terrifying android, specializes in psyops and coercion with a side of light hacking and combat. So not the greatest hacker, better at psyops. We have to decrypt the data. You've collected enough encrypted data to make some headway on it. Okay, this is going to take a while, because now we have to do this Illumina quest. So that's what this Expert Shadow Dweller is for. We're going to have to do the Illumina quest so that we can figure out how to make Computronium and use that Computronium to make compute time. And only then will we be able to make code breakers to decrypt this data that we just got for the Titan. So stay tuned for the long grind to do that. It's going to be fun. Maybe the Titan does something interesting while we're looking through it. Maybe the contemplation itself is interesting. Let's see. We're going to drop the Harbinger, and that is going to be our last action for this episode. If I can remember how to clear my mouse, I can say thanks so much for watching, and I hope you visit next time where we send this Harbinger into our tiny electric parasite house and try to figure out how to scavenge Illumina. Until then, this was Corknut. Bye-bye.